So now I can just go and start. Yeah, you can see we have some here. I can go to my slides. Perfect. And then I can move on to the second slide. I can talk about this. I can play the video.
Engineering, Sam.
That is complicated. Can you reframe the question, please? I was thinking about the Sora 3 app. Yeah.
One of the questions I get asked the most is kind of how do you actually use AI, let's say in your company or just day to day? So today I just wanted to make a video, just an example of how I use it and how I save time, how I create what I think personally is a very good output, and my creativity and kind of what you can do if you know how to use these tools. So I wanted to do like a simple example where I kind of take you from, let's say, this is in my business, like my company, this is like a standard request you can get sometimes. So this could be like something, I get this offer, we would like to invite you to do a session on context engineering for our company IT department only audience. We get the offer like it's going to be a 60-minute talk plus a Q&A. When I think about this, I like to think about it like I want everyone there to remember this session. I want to try to make it as highly engageable as possible, or engaging, I guess. And I want to make it optimized for the people that is there. So I have some ideas how we can actually use AI to optimize for this, as you will see soon. So let me just take you through kind of my workflow, how I think about this, and how you can not exactly do what I'm gonna do today, but you can take some tips from this and turn it into what you can do. So let's just start with the obvious thing. The obvious thing we need to do is gather context, right? On context engineering. What is context engineering and how can we use this? I have my own experience that I'm also gonna add in, but let's say I wanted to grab some more information online here. So let's say I went to YouTube, I found this video here. I've seen this before, it's very good. Advanced content engineering for agents, right? What I want to do now is I want to grab this video. I want to turn this into text for my my talk that we can do some derivative information gathering from this talk, right? So an easy way to do this is use some kind of code, right? And let's say we head over to Claude. I want to start with, I know there's like a YouTube DLP Python we can do to get YouTube videos and turn them into audio files. So I'm just gonna start that. And my idea here is I wanna use the OpenAI API that's gonna take a speech, that could be an MP3 file, into text, right? So I'm just gonna copy this documentation here from OpenAI and save the OpenAI context here. Okay, so let's check back on Claude now. It's ready to write my code. So hopefully now this can take any URL, right? So I'm just gonna copy the link, right? Let's test it on this URL, okay? Okay, so it says downloading complete. So let's go to cursor now. And yeah, you can see here we have a 14-minute audio file here.
Hi everybody, my name's Dex.
Okay, so this is me from the editing. For some reason I lost my audio here, but basically what I went ahead and did now, I used the speech-to-text model from OpenAI. I turned that MP3 file we created into text by using the speech-to-text model. I guess it's Whisper in the API. And after that, to get some more context, I just wrote down what I think context engineering is. A bit about my idea, how you can gather context around if you want to build some project. And I end up with 2 files we can now use to build out our presentation. So yeah, that was just a quick recap of what I did here. Okay, so let's just drop our context file here, and let's do the same with my context, right? And let's do a prompt here in ChatGPT GPT-5. The prompt I'm gonna do is nothing advanced, it's pretty simple. So I'm giving a presentation on context engineering. I uploaded the context from my research. For my slides, I want talking points in chronologically order, short bullet points for each topic. Let's do 5 main topics. Also create mermaid diagrams to explain flows related to context engineering and other important relevant maybe things for my presentation. So this is kind of my starting point. I'm gonna send this to GPT-5 and then I'm gonna evaluate and iterate. Okay, so here you can kind of see an example of what result we get. You can see what is context engineering, deciding what the model sees, not just the prompt, collect shape in order info to guide the LLM, better input context, better output, why it matters, improve quality and reduces errors. Yeah, I think this is fine, right? So how to use it, do's and don'ts. And we got the mermaid chart. I copied this mermaid chart and I put it into Claude because I wanted this into an artifact, because I'm gonna show you kind of a trick we can do with this. Okay, so this is kind of what we ended up with. We have like you can see this mermaid chart. We have this inject, run LLM, check paths, and we can go back if we don't want to. But what I want to use this for is something I can show you. So I'm just gonna screenshot this. You can pick any model. I'm gonna use Nano Banana. So here we have our flowchart. So now I'm gonna do a prompt here to try to make this kind of fit our style. So what I went ahead and did, if you remember, when we got the assignment here, this is an IT department and they have some AI experience. So I almost like to do my presentations in like a theme, right? So I decided this time to do like a Windows 95 theme, because IT people usually have some kind of nostalgia to that type of themes. Okay, so I know I said Windows 95, what I meant was Windows XP, not 95. So I think this is fine. Here you can see we kind of get this, we get the classic background. So I think I'm just gonna use this. Is this perfect? No, but it's a bit more fun than just this, boring stuff here, right? Next, I wanna do some video. So I'm gonna show you how I use kind of Sora just to light up, keep the engagement a bit going, right, under my presentation. So here we're just gonna use the prompt. Interviewer asks, what is context engineering, Sam? At Sama in his office at OpenAI answers, right? Awkward laughs, confused handheld camera. So while we wait for that, we're gonna start working on kind of my presentation. So I'm just gonna grab the information we're gonna use here. Here I have a presentation.markdown. I'm just gonna paste in that. We want to make this a Windows XP theme. So for that, we're gonna create a website. So I'm gonna clear the context here in Claude, and I'm gonna give it a prompt. Okay, so I lost my recording there, but I said I'm making a presentation on context engineering. I tagged presentation.md. I have prepared 5 slides with talking points. It should be another cell stack hosted web page, because I completely stopped using PowerPoint presentations. I just use web pages now. It's so easy to create with agents like Claude Code. The theme of the page is Windows XP. I have an image we can use. So that is, of course, the famous background here. And I want the presentation to start with me clicking on the start menu, finding context engineering and launching to slide 1. Let's start with this and iterate more later. So I put the Claude into plan mode and it came up with a plan here, right? So we're just gonna do yes, execute on the plan. Okay, so we have gone through a few iterations here and I think it looks pretty good now. So let's head over here. Let's do npm run dev and let's open up this locally. And here you can see this is our starting point. We have kind of the classic Windows. Maybe we should add some kind of title here, I think. Let's just do on the homepage, create a title overlay on the background, context engineering, new line, my name, new line date, center. I want to see if that works. But let's take a look now. You can see we have the clock, right? We have the start menu. So here you can see, here's kind of my menu. Okay, so we got the context engineering here. That's pretty good. Now I can launch this by clicking on this. And here you can see this is kind of exactly, we have this window, right? We can close that down. I guess we can't do that, but we can take a look at the slide. This kind of looks like Windows XP, right? It's not perfect, but this is just kind of my start. We have slide 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we also have kind of the show notes. We can take a look at them. We can zoom in. The presentation is just so much more engaging and you don't have to spend a lot of time on this. I have created like a bunch of Sam Altman videos here. I'm gonna put into the presentation. And when we kind of have the final version of this, we're gonna watch some of the videos and see if that also kind of elevates the engagement of the slides. Okay, so the next step now is gonna be to actually put this on GitHub so we can use Vercel to actually launch this, because I have one more thing. If you remember, the request was a Q&A, and I have something I always use in my presentations or talks that is engaging for the audience too, that I'm gonna show you kind of a simple way to do, at least if you have Vercel set up like I do, right? So we're gonna push this web page into the repo. So if we refresh here now, you can see we have all the code here. Perfect. I'm just gonna try to deploy it, see if we have any build errors. We might have that. Okay, that was no problem. You can see we deployed this, we got the domain, AI press-steal Vercel app. It's not the most interesting URL, but here it is. So here's my presentation, it's deployed. I can access this from anywhere. I can open up here. I can see my slides, right? Perfect. So yeah, no issues here. And this means it doesn't matter. I can bring my Mac. I can just use any kind of computer on the site where the presentation is gonna be. So yeah, deploying this has a lot of advantages. But next now we're gonna do something else. We're gonna go back here. We're gonna go to storage, and I created a database for my projects, because if you remember, we have a Q&A session here. So what I'm gonna do now is something super easy that brings the engagement of the presentation, what I think at least, way up. Okay, so what I went ahead and did now, I said I created a database for the presentation, and this database should be able to take questions from the audience on a page/QA, create a simple form to submit questions that will be displayed on slide 5 or after slide 5, call it questions, pick 5 random from the DB. So the idea here is now we are asking Claude Code to create a plan for this, and we're just going to execute this plan. And hopefully now we have like a Q&A system the audience can engage with throughout the presentation. Check it out now. If I refresh here, and let's do, okay, submit question. Let's try that. So let me do something like, what is the best agentic AI model? Okay. And let's do Chris, and let's try this out, submit. Okay, so that was successfully submitted. So how could we check this now? I guess if we go here, and we go to context engineering, let's go to the last slide. Loading questions, what is the best agentic AI model? So this is something I use in my presentations, because now we can just put up the URL in the beginning, so the people can go to this page, and under the presentation they can just submit questions I can read at the end here. But I want to do one more thing, so let's do after each slide do something. So what I want is after each slide here, I want a question, right? So I can get some engagement from the audience. So I'm just gonna do, I want to have a simple quiz about the AI after each slide. Show the quiz, let the audience go to the page/quiz and vote for what they think is the correct answer. Display the votes in real time. Create an AI quiz question between each slide, and use the DB and quiz page to collection for votes. So now I'm just gonna show you kind of how that worked before I embed all the videos, and let's take a look at the final thing here. So let's say I go to my presentation, I'm finished talking about slide 1. Let's go to slide 2 now, and you can see here is a quiz now. What is the primary goal of context engineering? And we have like 4 options here people can look up. So if I go to my, you can see my phone here. I can go to this, quiz slide 1, and I can vote do increased model size. I'm gonna submit my vote, and you can see in real time this updates. So this is pretty fun when you're doing a presentation, and it's really engaging for the audience instead of just sitting there. So this is fun. Now we're just gonna do the videos for each slide just for some banter, and then I think we are done. Okay, so now you can see I have all my Sora clips here in my public folder. Just gonna try to do it simple. So we have 5 clips in the folder, so I'm just gonna tag the public folder. Embed the 916 clip into each slide, making sure we can click to open in full screen. So I'm just gonna run this in Claude Code. Hopefully this get embedded. We can push this to GitHub, deploy on Vercel, and let's check it out on our final presentation. So now I can just go and start. Yeah, you can see we have some here. I can go to my slides. Perfect. So now we kind of have the slide, right? I can talk about this. This is kind of my ID, just my talking points. I can throw my notes if I wanted to. I don't need that. We have the video. So now we can kind of tease the video, and I guess we can play it at the end of the slide before we move on. So let's just do that.
An example of good context for an LLM.
Okay, so you get the point, right? So we have some videos, and when I'm done with my first slide, I can go to my question for my quiz. What is the primary goal of context engineering? I can guide the audience to the page we just had, where they can vote for the quiz if I wanted to include this. And then I can move on to the second slide. I can talk about this. I can play the video.
Engineering, Sam.
That is complicated. Can you reframe the question, please? I was thinking about the Sora 3 app. Yeah.
And here I have some more videos, some more things to talk about. Okay, so just to sum this up, I just want to be quick, but basically this way of working using these tools has given me a lot of great feedback, to be honest, and customize each presentation for the audience I have been talking to has been, I would say just very successful. And like I said, the feedback and people say, I asked people where did you find out about me, right? And they say, we heard it from someone that was listening to you talking about having a presentation. And a lot of people enjoy kind of the engagement. So this is the questions I do, right? If you look at the ending here, I guess I didn't show that now. But if you go all the way to the end, I have the questions. And we, of course, have the quiz here in between people can attend to. Sometimes it's a bit of a hassle, but people really like it. And it keeps the audience engaged throughout the whole hour, if that's what you're going to do. So you can apply that to a bunch of other things, whatever you do. So this was more like a general workflow, but hope you can take something away from this and start using these tools to, level up what you do. So thank you for tuning in. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. And by the way, you can find the presentation in the link in the description below if you want to check it out. I'm going to keep it up for a while. So have a great day.